I want to talk today about learning how to design smart. I think we're in a really interesting industry, those of you who are listening who want to become designers, because we are in an industry where so many people, first of all, want this type of job, but second of all, so many think they can do it by themselves, that they can learn how to become a designer without any kind of education. And some people do make it. They figure out a way to get a design deal or become a fabric designer or whatever without a ton of formal education, and it's due to whatever circumstances they're in. But it's just really interesting because of that. I think it's made everybody feel like, well, anybody could be a designer, when what I see is the ones who end up getting deals or making a lot of money, it's because they're working very, very smart. So how do we work smarter as designers? I think the first thing is, especially if you're a brand new designer, that instead of digging through the internet, trying to find all the free stuff and spending lots and lots of hours doing that, instead you actually take a class, something that's going to teach you Illustrator. We do that in our Design Suite program, but there are lots of other great opportunities out there, like little classes you can take that will teach you the programs. So often I think we just think we're gonna do it on our own, and we are wasting time. And it's so crazy because time is actually the resource we shouldn't be wasting. It's the one that we can't ever get back. So if you're spending a lot of time digging around the internet trying to find things instead of like doing everything in one place, you are losing money by simply default of losing time. And people usually don't think of it that way. They think, oh, I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna own this business, and it's gonna be totally free to start. And those people generally never end up having an actual design business because it's just too hard. You're working so incredibly hard, not smart, to try to figure out how to do the actual thing that you need to learn how to do. That's why it's much easier. We have in Design Suite, we actually have a lot of people who have graphic design degrees. That have an undergrad in graphic design that come into the program. And some of that is because, not everyone does, but some of that is simply because we're able to push them forward so quickly because they already have a good portion of the software skills. And so what we can do is then focus in on the product creation, marketing, and strategies involved with actually owning the design business part. Now, we do have a lot of Design Suite members who come in who don't know any of the programs. And for them, it's so awesome because they can just quickly get through the software piece so that they can get to the part where they're learning strategies and business. And they're not just waffling around. What normally would take, I would say, 6 months to a year to learn, they can learn in about 3 months because they're just taking the courses and making sure that they're on track and they're learning the things they actually have to learn. There's a lot of stuff out there we don't need to learn in Illustrator. I know that sounds crazy, but it's an expansive program. I've used it for years and they keep adding stuff to it. There are only certain things that I use over and over and over again. Those are the things we need to learn. We don't need to learn all the extra stuff. That's just the for fun stuff for us. So that I hope that makes sense. I just really think that most of us aren't thinking about our time as precious, and we should be. We should be thinking about how precious our time is and how we can utilize it so that we can work smarter, so that we're condensing what we're doing down. So I definitely, I think the working smarter by not digging around the entire internet looking for our answers for things, I think that's a big deal. The other way we can work smarter is I really, really like the model of learning to design, or at least learning to design in a niche at the same time as selling the stuff I'm designing as I go. Now, why do I like this model? My feeling is that as a designer, we're going to get better as we continue forward. That's just all there is to it. Like, what I'm designing today will not be as good as what I design in a year from now. And that's because I'm always getting better. And because of that, if we wait too long, we think we're going to get to a point where we really are better, when the truth is we should just be selling our stuff along the way so we can see what the marketplace likes. If no one is buying any of the design work, then we really do need to level up. But we won't know that if we're not selling it, right? Those of us that are perfectionists and want to wait to put our perfect things on the marketplace, that perfection just never ever happens. So I really like the model. I think it's a smart model because it teaches you how to make money at the same time as sell. And it's a really hard model. This is the thing I've kind of discovered. It's a hard model because nobody likes to actually do the part that's like the business part. Everybody likes the part to do the design, creative, awesome work. No one likes the part of submitting to a shop, uploading weekly, getting all your files production ready. It's not that fun. And that is the design business part that so many people are avoiding. So if you want to be working smart, those two strategies in particular, which is stop looking for what you have to look for on the internet and wasting time. Find yourself a program. We have a program for it, but there are also lots of classes out there that will help you get going. So find yourself a way to save time because it will save you money in the long run. And second, I think you need to really focus in on how can I make money as I learn to design? Because if we can do those two things, that can be a really profitable business.
Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.